Well, I've decided to do it. This is it. I'm ready. I'm motivated. I'm going to be disciplined. This time is going to be different. I'm sick of weight cycling. I'm sick of feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. I'm sick of none of my clothes fitting. Do you struggle to maintain weight loss but desperately want to feel good in your own skin, confident in your clothes, and improve your overall health? If so, you're home. Hey, I'm Sam. I'm an elder millennial, dietitian, specialist in weight management, and former functioning fat girl. I learned how to win at weight loss by breaking free from diet culture PTSD. My mission is to marry the science with practical, real-life strategies because we all know if it's not realistic, it's not happening. Are you ready to ditch diet culture and learn how to win at weight loss? Grab your water bottle and let's go. Before we get started on today's amazing episode, I just want to remind you that if you're not subscribed to my email newsletter, More Than a Number Weekly, you're missing out. I break down the most important points of these podcast episodes, provide you with effective freebies, and give you first dibs on any new offers or programs that I'm running. This is the best way to stay in contact with me, and you can even send in ideas for specific topics you want me to break down on the podcast. So don't miss out and go to bit.ly/MTAN weekly. MTAN like more than a number. So it's bit.ly, B as in boy, IT.ly/MTAN weekly. Okay, let's dig into the episode. I recently had 2 follow-up appointments with clients in the same day that were very similar except for one differing factor. These 2 clients both had bariatric surgery recently. Now, stick with me. If you're not a bariatric patient, this completely still applies to you. It's just a good example of the point I'm going to make. So each one of these women had lost a total of about 60 pounds and 10 BMI points. Incredible, amazing results. Both women similar in age range and fairly close in starting weight. The difference being one woman was 3 months after surgery and the other was 6 months after surgery. Now, these are both one-on-one appointments, so neither of them know the other or their weight loss stats, but both women shared concern for their weight loss. They both expressed that they thought they would be further along by this point. So are they slow losers? Is something wrong? Did the surgery not work for them? Is the one who is 3 months out good and the one who's 6 months out going too slow? Is the one who's 6 months out not being truthful about what and how she's eating? Like, is she cheating and not telling me? What do we think is the problem here? Well, hey friend, welcome back to another episode of the podcast where we marry the science with real life to give you simple strategies you need for sustainable weight loss. And the answer to all of those previous questions is no. No, 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 no. The problem is not in anything that they're doing. The problem is in their expectations of the weight loss process. I wanted to share this particular scenario because it's just such a good example of what all of us expect from weight loss. Whether we've had surgery, whether we're on meds, or just embarking on a new weight loss journey. We've all been so desensitized to delayed gratification. We want everything to be immediate, instant. Amazon Prime overnight delivery my weight loss immediately. I want to lose weight, so I've chosen to start a new plan and I spent a whole day dedicated to eating fruits and vegetables. I even walked on the treadmill for 20 minutes and chose water instead of soda. Why am I not skinny yet? Surely there must be a problem, right? Well, there is a problem. It's just not what we want it to be. Cue Taylor Swift. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Okay, I'll stop singing. But now don't get me wrong. It's not completely our fault, of course. Society and diet culture helped mold those unrealistic expectations and fuel unwarranted comparisons. Especially those of us elder millennials who still suffer from the 80s and 90s diet culture PTSD. I really wanted to break down all aspects of a weight loss and weight maintenance journey and how expectations and comparisons can lead to unmet goals, regain, and ultimately chronically poor mental and physical health. Because truly winning at weight loss is about so much more than just eat this, not that. Lose, hit goal, done. In this episode, I'm going to break down the expectations and comparisons that are sabotaging our progress during the actual weight loss process and leading to unmet goals. Next week, we'll get into how they can sabotage our long-term weight maintenance and lead to regain, or the yo-yo effect, also known as weight cycling. And then finally, we'll talk about the reality of how weight loss affects our lives overall and why, in so many ways, it's not as we expect. So, Teddy Roosevelt said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And I would agree 100% with that. But I'd also add expectations onto it. Our expectations for how the weight loss process itself will go, or how we think it, quote unquote, should go, is quite literally robbing us of the many non-scale victories and truly joyous moments throughout the journey. First, we all have this magical number in our heads that we want to weigh. The goal weight. We all have a goal weight, which of course gives us the number of pounds we believe we need to lose. Second, we have a timeline with which we believe we should lose that weight. Even those of us well-intentioned enough to consider the conservative recommendation of 0 to 2 pounds per week on average will still do the math by saying, okay, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, and if I lose 2 pounds a week, it will take me approximately 25 weeks or about 6 months to get there. Okay, today is February 1st, so by August 1st, I should be at my goal weight. Done. Plan created. And then naturally, there are the overachievers who believe they can take that average of 2 pounds a week and double it because they are very disciplined and motivated and ready to put everything they have into this. So they're going to lose that 50 pounds in 3 months so that they can get that summer bod ready in time for this summer. We also have the third person who does no math, doesn't care what is realistic or not. They just know that they have a wedding to attend in 2.5 months from now. Their ex is going to be there also, and they're going to do whatever it takes to lose 50 pounds by then and fit into the revenge dress of their dreams. Am I right or am I right? We've probably all been in each one of those scenarios a time or two in the past. Okay, so we have expectations of how much weight we're going to lose. We have expectations of the timeline with which we're going to lose it. And we also have expectations on how the weight loss process will be. More specifically, how easy it's going to be. We believe, well, I've decided to do it. This is it. I'm ready. I'm motivated. I'm going to be disciplined. This time is going to be different. I'm sick of weight cycling. I'm sick of feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. I'm sick of none of my clothes fitting. I'm sick of my doctors always telling me I need to lose weight. I'm sick of scanning rooms to see if I'm the biggest one there. I'm sick of all of it. So surely this is going to be a piece of cake. Pun totally intended. Well, friends, part of me really feels like a Debbie Downer for getting into this, but I want you to know that what I'm about to say is in no way me poo-pooing all over your weight loss hopes and dreams. I want you to dream big for your lives. I want you to never, ever give up hope. I need you to know that it is never too late. You're never too far gone, and you can always, always decide to do better and be better at any point. However, unrealistic expectations for weight loss predict poor outcomes and lead to weight cycling, aka the yo-yo effect. We have so much research on this, and that research consistently shows that people often enter weight loss efforts believing they're going to lose much more weight than is typical or sustainable because, we're just overachievers. Many individuals seeking weight loss treatment expect to lose more than 10% of their body weight. Yet, most clinical programs produce 5 to 10% losses for many participants. When expectations don't match reality, this discrepancy is linked to, you guessed it, dissatisfaction, dropout, and poor long-term outcomes. One study found that individuals with eating behavior concerns like binge eating had significantly higher weight loss expectations compared to those without. And often these expectations exceeded typical clinical results. This mismatch can undermine engagement and persistence with behavior change. The what's the point factor. So that's our extreme, all in or all out mentality, all or nothing. Binge eaters, very much like addicts of substances, are more likely to have that all or nothing mentality, which I think we can probably all relate to. So basically, when we latch on to this particular number on the scale, we expect that is our end game. We view anything other than that specific number to be failure. I've had clients cry to me that they wanted to lose, let's say, 50 pounds, but it's been 6 months and they've only lost 44 pounds. So they believe they've failed and feel terrible. Hi. 44 pounds ago, we were desperate to lose even 1 pound. But now somehow 44 is failing because we decided that it should be 50. I've been there. Trust me. I'm sure we've all been there. But please tell me you can understand how ludicrous that is. Maybe there's a reason your body is happy where it's at. The 50 pounds could have been too lofty and unrealistic. I can't tell you how many middle-aged and beyond people will say to me in all seriousness, the reason they want to lose that many pounds or be whatever magic weight is their goal weight is because that's what they weighed when they were like 18 or 20 and that's when they felt their best. Well, of course you felt your best. You were a baby. Our bodies are constantly evolving and they aren't the same as they were then. Again, I am not poo-pooing. I just want us all to get out of our own ways and understand the reality of weight loss so we can approach it with the wisdom, discernment, and confidence we need to not just lose weight, but become the best versions of ourselves and maintain a healthy lifestyle for the long haul. Another expectation that can get in our way is that we will lose every day, every week, every month, throughout the entire process. Weight loss, whether you're just on a nutrition and exercise program, you're on meds, you've had surgery, or all of the above, is never, unfortunately, never linear, meaning it doesn't just keep going down every single day. There are so many different factors that play into what the scale says. If you get on the scale on a Tuesday and it says 150, and then you get on again the next day and it says 153, I promise you, you did not gain 3 pounds of fat overnight. It just doesn't work like that. But what do we do when we see that increase? especially if we feel we've quote unquote been good. We get frustrated, maybe give the scale a little or a big kick. We let that disappointment fester in our minds, declare what we're doing is not working, so what's the point? And then we turn back to food. Except maybe you just didn't drink enough fluids the last couple days, so your body is retaining water. Or maybe you're constipated. Or maybe you ate a lot of sodium the day before. Or maybe that silly little thing just wanted to mess with you that day. Who knows? I cannot be bothered with that thing, but you can't let it mess with you, okay? The number is going to fluctuate. Everyone's bodies are different and lose weight in different patterns. Throughout the process after my own weight loss surgery, and literally still to this day when I'm in a period of weight loss, I will lose a little chunk and then kind of stay the same or teeter up and down a couple pounds for a few weeks or even a month. And then it'll drop again. And then it'll chill for a bit and so on. Incredibly annoying, but that's just the reality of it. That's one of the cool parts of tracking too, by the way. I've been talking a lot about tracking in recent episodes. And when you're able to weigh daily without the drama and emotion attached to it, you really can learn a lot about your body and the way it responds to what you're doing. So when you see that little uptick on the scale, it doesn't send you into a tailspin of disappointment and self-sabotage. We can't control the number that's going to pop up on that scale. We can only control what we're putting into our bodies, how we're honoring our bodies through physical activity, stress management, sleep, proper hydration, etc. And the combination of all of those things is what leads us to feeling better. We have got to stop letting the number that populates on the scale dictate whether or not we're happy with our progress. We also can't expect that every day is going to look perfect and polished. You may have some days when you hit all of your targets, nailed the nutrition, the workout, the fluids, and had a great night's sleep. But unfortunately, most days don't look like that. Life is chaotic, and we have to be adaptable and just make the better decisions more than we make the poor ones. You might have a day or two where you struggle and maybe even go off the rails. It's okay. It's how we respond to those days that will determine our weight loss progress. If we are feeling the guilt and shame of a binge bender and let it take over, it's going to take much longer to get back on track and could result in erasing all progress made thus far. Forgive yourself. You are human. Give yourself the grace you would give a friend or family member coming to you feeling upset with themselves. You wouldn't tell them, well, you suck and you're a failure. What can I say? Right? I mean, if you did, you'd be a pretty crappy friend. But of course you're not, and you wouldn't say that. So show yourself the same respect and grace. You had a bad day, a bad weekend, a bad week, whatever. You made some poor choices, and not only do you feel bad physically, but you also feel defeated. You are not defeated. You were given the gift of another day. So put that day in the past, forgive yourself, and move the heck on. I love the word ruminate. It's pretty gross, actually, if you know the origin of where it comes from. But essentially, it means to dwell on something, to think deeply about it. We can choose to ruminate over the fact that we ate pizza all weekend and didn't work out, or we can move on and go back to our normal routine. By the way, if you don't know the origins of that word and are curious, ask the Google machine. I really think you should. Like I said, it's really gross, but it drives the point home. And finally, when we compare our weight loss to other people's weight loss or our body to other people's bodies, we are essentially minimizing our own efforts and progress. We're bullying ourselves. Guys, it's science. Every quote unquote body is different. No matter what we do, we cannot look like someone else. And we can't lose weight in the exact same manner as someone else. We set ourselves up for failure before we even get started. If you don't believe in God, it's okay because I do enough for both of us. And the good Lord created each one of us on purpose and for a purpose. He made our thighs, He made our arms, our behinds, our bellies, all the areas we obsess about. He made them. And He wants us to live our best lives and be the best version of ourselves we can be. The best version of ourselves we can be, not a duplicate of someone else. So to recap, one of the biggest detractors from making progress losing weight is our own unrealistic expectations. We expect that it's going to be immediate. We expect that our total weight loss goal is realistic to meet and sustain. We expect that it won't be difficult, that it will be constant and linear. We expect that we will be good at it and get it perfect every day. And we expect that we should gauge our progress based on other people and their weight loss journeys. If you are currently ruminating in another failed attempt at weight loss, I would strongly encourage you to take a little time, like 20 or 30 minutes, give or take, depending on how it goes, and just get real with yourself. Either journal or sit in a meditative posture, do some deep breathing, and just let it go. Surrender it. For all my Christian sisters out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Spend time with your Creator. Lay all of that, the guilt, the shame, the insecurity, the unrealistic expectations, the comparison, all of it. Lay it at the feet of Jesus. Ask Him to take it from you. If you're not a believer, just tell yourself it's okay. I forgive you. The only expectation I have is that I will keep showing up for myself no matter what. Let's keep going. I can't speak to the power of writing things down enough. Some great prompts for this exact situation would be to write down the story you are telling yourself. Write down the shoulds, all those expectations you think should be happening. And then ask yourself if it's really true. What is the truth? Write it down. And how can we remind ourselves of what the truth actually is so we don't keep going in circles? So, quick example, I should have lost more weight by now. I am a failure. Why am I expecting this? Because I see other people posting constantly about how they have lost more than double what I've lost in the same amount of time. Is it true? Well, if I'm being honest, I know logically that everyone's bodies are different and not everyone loses at the same rate, so probably not. The truth is, I am making good food choices, nourishing my body well, being more physically active, drinking more fluids, and I feel so much stronger and have more energy. I can remind myself by every time I start to get bummed out about unrealistic expectations or compare myself to others, I can take those thoughts captive and do this exact exercise to determine if it's even true. And if not, I can repeat true statements about myself. I show up for myself. I am strong. I am someone who honors her body by nourishing it well. I am someone who doesn't give up and perseveres through the waiting to get to the harvest. It may sound cheesy, but trust me, it is so effective. We have to change the story we are telling ourselves, otherwise it'll come true. Have you ever heard the saying, whether you think you're going to win or lose, you're right? It's because our lives move in the direction of our strongest thoughts, and if we keep thinking we're going to fail, we will. We mess up, friends. It's how we respond that counts. So let's all respond with love and not self-sabotage. I pray this helped you and that you're letting go of those unrealistic expectations. I pray you keep showing up for yourself. Until next time, God loves you, I love you. Have a great week. Hey friend, I hope you feel empowered by this episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share it with another friend who needs it? Also, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. Your reviews are what helps it get seen by more people who need it. Okay, time to go show up for myself, and I hope you do the same. I'll meet you back here next week for another episode. Have a blessed day.